we got my man Clark here, man, joining us on Tour Media. Same little bit, all the way out here, man. We're watching us play. What do you got to think about the game? All right, you're rocking with On Tour Media here, man. We're here at Focus Field, homecoming weekend.
What's going on, YouTube, man? It's your boy, the Legend 5. Here with my boy, Penny Capone, man.
Yes, sir.
We're back at you again with another one. Today, we are going to talk about the transfer portal with Colorado University. Spring game is up and coming this Saturday, but recruits are already starting to come into Boulder. The biggest recruit that we want to talk about so far within Boulder, man, is another running back, Rashad Amos. Rashad Amos. Big back, man. 6'3", 6'2",
about 214.
Yeah, 214.
214. But we made the comparison
to
Derick Henry, who's about 6'3", about 240, 230, which is already crazy enough to even talk about a linebacker running the football. But damn, man. So tell me a little bit more. Where is he coming from?
So he's coming out of Miami of Ohio.
Okay.
He did commit to Mississippi earlier this month, but now is still on a visit to come to Boulder, and he possibly may commit to Boulder, which will be a big pickup, especially after losing 3 running backs in the portal that they already lost. Right?
They lost 3?
They lost 3. So they lost Alton McCaskill, who was the bigger,
36.
taller.
Okay.
No, that was 22. Number 22.
Okay, yeah.
And then number 36 left with Dylan.
Okay.
He left with Dylan. So they lost 2 this week, 1 last week with Alton. Man, so
how many backs I got on the roster right now?
They got Makai and Charlie right now. Okay. Makai and Charlie right now.
Charlie, which one was?
Charlie's the walk-on.
Charlie. Like, shout out to you, Charlie.
Charlie, keep doing your thing, baby.
You're my guy, man.
Keep doing your thing. Charlie is a definition of somebody that is smart, fast, disciplined, with character, and always comes to work every day to get the job done. So
defines the odds, man.
Hey.
Define the odds, man. Every day, define the odds.
And competing. Yeah. No matter who comes into camp, he's competing, and he's not letting nobody push him off his mark.
That's a fact.
It's a fact. So Rashad, man, is going to be a big pickup. He rushed for 13 touchdowns, had 1,075 yards.
Ooh, 13 teddies. That's crazy.
Coming out of Miami of Ohio. So he did his thing. He can tote the rock. And that, Coach Prime likes big backs. So it's just the back that he's looking for to get the job done. And can him and Dallin Hayden be that 1-2 punch, to solidify that run game that was missing last season. So that's going to be a big pickup. So hopefully everything goes well at the spring game. It's going to be rocking with the concerts and everything.
I'm about to say, man, I'm looking forward to that spring game, dog.
Yeah,
I heard it's about to be lit.
Everybody's going to be tuned into that
spring game. I heard it's about to be lit.
Boss Man D-Lo performing.
Boss Man?
Lil Wayne's performing.
Lil Wayne, Tucci.
It may even be Deion Jr.
Deion Jr.
I don't know, man. I just a little birdie told me Deion Jr. may
you gotta get your music
possibly, perform. So man, that's gonna be lit. That's gonna be lit. So it's looking good. So with Dylan Edwards entering the transfer portal, where do you think Dylan may head to?
I don't know, man. I think a lot of sources now are trying to say he might stay home. I think staying in Kansas, I know Kansas State, they love their shorter backs. I think, what was it, not last year, but the year before, the Dallas Cowboys drafted one of their coaching staff members. His son was a shorter back from Kansas State who was out there making numbers and making plays. So I think he stays home. I don't think, I don't really know too many other teams other than them and maybe Notre Dame, that might try to trigger him. I mean, he's a speedy back. I mean, he has good hands. I'm pretty sure, throughout the season he'll add a little bit more size to him. But I definitely think he's gonna be a top draft pick out of his class for sure, though. I think Dylan Brooks brings like a dynamic, like a different gear, almost like a Pacheco. They just got a different gear. Because there were several games last year, man, I was just like, damn, yo, this dude, like, folks had the angle on him, and he just outran the angle.
Yeah.
And that's hard to do in football. And all my track stars out there know that, but I don't know, man.
He's also a track star, too.
He's a track. Okay,
yeah.
so it makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
He's also a track
That
star,
makes
too.
sense. That makes
so,
sense.
and that's what's crazy, too. He runs track for CU.
Really?
So with him entering the portal,
that's hurting him. That's hurting him. Because they were making plays in basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Like Colorado, overall, Colorado has just been on
the sports program.
Yeah, the sports programs have definitely been on the up and rising for sure. That's crazy, bro. What do you think, man? What do you think he might go?
Hard to say, but if I had to put my hat on it, I would say he's going back home to Kansas State.
I think so, man. I think you can put your money on that, bro.
Yeah, I think he's going. I think he's comfortable in that situation.
Mm-hmm. Didn't his dad go? His dad went to Kansas State.
His dad went to Kansas State.
So there's a lot of history there.
Yep, there's already history there. They wanted him from the jump.
Did he not sign? Or
he signed with Notre Dame
and decommitted
and went to Colorado.
Got you.
So I don't really think Notre Dame's back on the table. I think at this point you've already went away from home.
Mm-hmm.
Things didn't work out the way you wanted it. Your family, you were kind of distant from your family.
Yeah.
So now let's go back closer to family, that support system. You know the coaches there have a plan in place for you. And you can, you're that hometown kid.
You flourish, man.
Right? Like, you are the man in Kansas.
And then still, even going to Colorado and coming back to Kansas, you still, man, what?
That experience.
Man, the connections.
The connections that you built, the networking, right? So that experience, that exposure that you've gotten, no matter where he goes, that exposure that he received from Colorado is going to follow him. But now everybody's going to want
tuning in. I'm tuning in. I'm tuning in. I'm done.
So people can say what they want about the transfers that have left Colorado, but the big name transfers like a Dylan and a Kermani, those type of guys, those people are still going to watch.
Oh yeah, we still want to tune in.
You're still going to tune in. You want to see
dogs.
You want to see how they're performing and what they're doing. Their friends on the Colorado team are still going to be watching and rooting for them.
Yeah.
So I think all they've really done is just increase their fan base.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Really. And now you gain the fans of whatever school you go to, and you still have your fellow fans at CU. Mm-hmm. So, excuse me, I think Dylan's going to be successful no matter where he goes. Yeah. I think Dylan's thing is he wants to be utilized more as a featured player and an all-purpose back, because we understand what his size. Even though he put on some additional, pounds, he's not that 215, 230 pound back.
He's not. And I'm surprised Notre Dame was one of those schools, because if you remember last year, I can't remember the player's name, but they had a heavier set back who was toting that thing, who's entered in the NFL draft. But I mean, if you try to compare it to day and night, and you want to do, he said he wants to be the all intensive back. I mean, that's a heavy load to carry, because you got to. I mean, you know what I mean? Because you got to carry that thing at least 13, 15 times a game, depending on the system that you're in.
Yeah, depending on the system that you're in. And I think what he means by like all purpose too, he wants to do this kickoff return, the punt returns. He wants to stay in on third downs or be used as a receiver. Okay. So I think he wants to showcase
his diversity, his skill set.
Yeah. Okay. Hey. And not just be one-dimensional.
Hey.
Nothing wrong with that.
Play your cards, player.
Nothing wrong with that, man. You create your path. Mm-hmm. All right. So I wish him the best of luck. I think he's gonna be all right. I think he just has to go to a team that is gonna believe in him and see his vision, and then help him develop and game plan for what he foresees himself as being featured in. All right, let's talk a little bit now about the NFL draft set to take place tonight. There's already trade talks and a buzz starting in the media world about what's going to transpire in the media today. What's your thoughts on it?
I feel like there's a lot of trades going to be taking place tonight. You got Brendan Ayuk, you got Minnesota, you got Denver might be trading up to get a quarterback. I mean, tonight, man, we're going to see a lot of big-time names go early as expected. But I think we might see a small run of like defensive players as well. I mean, I feel like this year is loaded in talent, offensive talent. That's, maybe the defense, you might not see a defensive player come until maybe the late first, early second round, because there's so much talent going on the offensive side. But very interested to see what, some of these teams do to get their franchise quarterback. Because like I said, you got Denver, New England, and there's one more. Who else is it? There's one more team that's just like, man, Oakland, they're in the mix too. A lot of these teams are Washington. A lot of these teams are just, they're trying to find their franchise quarterback. I know, was it Drake Mays and Jaden Daniels are kind of up in the air for, whoever gets selected too. But like I said, there's some buzz around. JJ McCarthy coming in there. It might be, being the shock of the night. So, we don't know, but we'll see, man. I'm very interested to see what goes on. Definitely some fireworks tonight for sure.
Yeah, for sure, man. On the crazy talk about Denver a little bit, and I know a lot of the Colorado fans that watch the channel, it's been talks about them not taking a quarterback this year.
Whoa.
And going the opposite direction because they have the opportunity to possibly draft Shador next year.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Keep him in Colorado. He can go be a Bronco, and that fan base, of course, will follow. So that's interesting to see if that plays out.
That's
so
a crazy dynamic.
I know a lot of people are going to be watching that pick
that
closely to see if they take a quarterback with their first pick.
Where are they at? They're at 12?
They sit at 12.
Okay, so with the 12th pick in the NFL 2024 draft, I'm putting my money that the Denver Broncos select Bo Nix as their starting quarterback.
You think they're going to go ahead and get a quarterback and not wait?
I think they're just going to go ahead and get Bo Nix. Because you don't have to... Bo Nix, all due respect, but you don't have to trade up to get him. There's no rush to get him.
Right.
You can get him. You just signed Zach Wilson. You just traded for Zach Wilson from the Jets.
Mm-hmm.
So you already got a seasoned vet who's still trying to make a name for himself. And then you bring in a rookie quarterback and just have him develop. I mean, I don't know. Sean Payton, I don't really know his NFL draft history. But you never know, man. At this point, I don't know. But I'm willing to bank my money that at 12, if Bo Nix is still on the board, I definitely think they might go ahead and grab him. I don't see why not.
I get it. You know what I'm saying? Bo Nix is a damn good quarterback.
You know what I mean?
And you got to go with what's in front of you right now.
I think this year a lot of teams are going to go for the best player available.
Yeah. You got to go for what's in front of you right now, right?
Yeah.
So I get it. And then if they do decide next year that their pick didn't pan out and they want to try to draft another quarterback, make some things happen, maybe they can. But
man, there's always a way.
It's always a way. Yeah,
it's always a way.
It's always a way,
It's
right?
always a way.
Money talks, trades, and all that stuff take place. But I can see them just going ahead and say, hey, we got to go with what's in front of us right now and going with Bo Nix. That'll be a damn good pickup, though.
Oh yeah.
We all know where Mr. Williams from USC is going.
Oh yeah,
Chicago.
He's going to Chicago.
We all know that.
Like I said, you have Washington at 2, and then you have New England at 3. It's kind of hard to say. I know a lot of the reports. Shout out to Pat McAfee, but a lot of folks right now are kind of leaning more towards Jaden Daniels. Me personally, I think Drake May has a lot of development that he has to do. He didn't have a lot of playing experience either. He didn't produce. And you were at, UNC and you just didn't produce. And you're going to, you're trying to make the comparison between Jaden Daniels, who is a Heisman Trophy winner. You know what I mean? He has that resume. He has that background. So I don't know. I think I'm hoping that Jaden Daniels goes to the right place that's willing to be all in on him.
That sets him up to be successful.
Yeah.
Like, if you send him to a Cleveland.
Yeah, because my thing is, I feel like, and maybe Washington is kind of changing their dynamic, and I hope that, like I said, they are. But I feel like if he goes, I think Washington, if it is the pick, I just hope and pray that they this is not another RG3 incident where we praise him like God, and then the next we're like, get him out of here.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I feel like in New England, they had fan base is a little different. But I feel like in New England, they're willing to sit here and be like, okay, we know what's going to be a process, and we're willing to ride this out. In Washington, they're going to be like, we need to win right now.
Right.
We need to win right now. So, and, like I said, being top 5 pick, being a quarterback, to be the franchise leader, that's a lot of pressure that comes with that. And I think, like I said, we want to set everyone up to be successful off the rip and not set them up for failure. So we'll see, man. But we got some good takes though, for sure. New York Giants, I think they're gonna get a receiver for sure. They're probably gonna get the first receiver from LSU.